All right. Let's see. Today, Algebra 2, Lecture 111 and 112. That's OSA 2A17. The student will determine whether a given sequence is arithmetic. And if so, we'll find the common difference, write the sequence as an explicit formula, and find the value of any given term in the sequence. So I guess the first thing I need to do is talk about what a sequence is. A sequence is just a bunch of numbers in a row that are separated by commas. And they're a sequence if there's a pattern to the numbers. If you can discern a pattern, it's a sequence. Okay. What we're going to be talking about is arithmetic sequences. It looks like the word arithmetic, but we say when we're talking about sequences, we call it arithmetic. So we're going to be talking about arithmetic sequences, and they have some properties, some characteristics. First thing I want to talk about is that each of these is called a term, and we call the first term, if we don't know what it is, a sub 1. The second term we'll refer to as a sub 2. They can change from problem to problem. A sub 3 is the third term. A sub 4 is the fourth term. And if we don't know what term we're talking about, down the road we could call it a sub n. The first term we call a sub 1. There's a little 1 next to it. A sub 2. The third term, a sub 3, a sub 4. Okay. Now, we want to determine whether the sequence is arithmetic, and here's how you do it. If you have a sequence of numbers and you want to find out if it's arithmetic, any two consecutive terms, if we subtract them, we'll always get the same number. Consecutive means right next to each other. So the way I do it, and the way the book does it, is you take the second term and you subtract the first term from it. So I have negative 16. I'll move this down just a little bit. Negative 16. Then I'm going to subtract the first term, which is minus negative 25. And if we do that, that's a double negative, so that's like a plus sign. That would be 25 minus 16, which is 9. So if I subtract these two, negative 16 minus negative 25, I get 9. I'm going to now start with the 1 on the right and subtract the 1 on the left again, negative 7 minus negative 16. I perform these operations, and that's positive 16 minus 7, which is also 9. You can do that with your calculator if you want to check me. And then I'm going to do this one, 2 rather. I'll start on the right and subtract the 1 on the left. Always do it that way, and you'll make fewer mistakes. 2 minus negative 7. That's a plus sign. The double negative is positive, so 2 plus 7, that's also 9. So we've determined that each pair of consecutive terms has a constant difference, so this is arithmetic. Now you won't have to actually say yes on today's worksheet. It'll say, if it is arithmetic, find the common difference, explicit formula, and some given term. If it's not arithmetic, one of your choices will be not arithmetic, and you just pick that. So it won't be arithmetic if I find this difference and find this difference and find this difference, and they're not all the same number, then you just choose it's not arithmetic. Okay. But I'm going to say yes, it's arithmetic because the consecutive terms have a common difference. Always take the a term on the right and subtract the one on the left. Okay? So there we go. The common difference is whatever our constant difference is. So we can find that very easily. The common difference is 9. Okay? The explicit formula, we'll be asked to find the explicit formula, and this is the general form of it. And what we're going to do is take the general form of the explicit formula. A sub n is equal to a sub 1. Now remember, a sub 1 is the first term in the sequence. Plus n minus 1. N is the number of terms in the sequence. We don't know how many there are because this dot, dot, dot right here, that just means that we continue this pattern that's been established. If you add 9, you get here. If you add 9, you get to this one. If you add 9, so the next one would be 11, and the next one would be so forth and so on. Just keep adding 9. These dot, 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 this dot, dot, dot means we continue that pattern indefinitely, infinitely. So n is the number of terms, we don't know what that is, and then d is the common difference. So what I'm going to do to find the explicit formula is I'm going to make a substitution right here and right here, and then simplify. Okay, I'm going to combine like terms, and then I'll have a formula that will describe this arithmetic sequence. Yeah. So here we go. A sub n is equal to a sub 1, that's the first term, negative 25, plus, we're not going to make a substitution here because we don't know how many terms there are, and minus 1 times d. Well, d is the common difference. We found that to be 9. And I didn't state that, but the common difference, we call that d for difference. So I'll say that right here, d equals 9. There we go. The common difference we refer to as d, which makes sense. I'm going to scroll a little bit and give myself a little room to work, and I'm going to simplify this. And then I'll be looking at a simpler form of my explicit formula. The way to simplify it, I'm just going to open these parentheses and combine like terms. So a sub n is equal to negative 25 plus 9n. I'm opening the parentheses, I'm getting rid of them when I distribute this, minus 9. And here are my like terms I can combine. And that will give me what, negative 34? A sub n is equal to negative 34 plus 9n. Now, on today's worksheet, they're always going to put the constant first and then the variable term second. I personally usually write the variable term first. I usually write it like this. A sub n is equal to 9n minus 34. Just because it's linear and it's easier to see the slope and the y-intercept. But today, we're going to leave it just like this. Put the constant first and the variable term second, and that way you'll be able to find among your multiple choice possibilities the right one. Okay. This is how your book or the answer sheet is going to leave it. Constant and variable term. So here's my explicit formula that we were looking for. I'll just copy this, or I'll just move it over there. Here's my explicit formula. And then the last thing it says we're going to be trying to do is find the value of any given term in the sequence. Well, I'm asked to find the value of the 37th term. That's what this means. A sub 1 is the first term. A sub 2 is the second term. A sub 3, the third term, so forth and so on. If this pattern continues, what will the 37th term be? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my explicit formula and I'm going to plug in a 37 right here. So a sub n is a sub 37 now is equal to negative 34 plus 9 times 37, and that'll give us the 37th term in the sequence. And I'll do that with a calculator, because I would probably mess up the arithmetic because it's early in the morning and I'm old. So we got 299. So the 37th term would be 299. If we continue this pattern, we started with negative 25 and we add 9, we get to negative 16. Add 9 again, you get to negative 7. Add 9 again, you get to 2. Add 9, you get to 11. Keep adding 9. By the time you hit the 37th term, you'll be at 299, providing I haven't made any arithmetic mistakes. I've got the key right here, and yay, I got it right. Okay, so what did we do? We determined if it was arithmetic, and we did that by taking the second term and subtracting the first, take the third term, subtract the second, take the fourth term, subtract the third, and we got the same number, a constant, every single time. So I said, yes, it is arithmetic. Then we were asked to find the common difference. Well, the common difference is whatever this number happens to be. If it's the same, it's common difference. Difference means you subtract it. So we said D is equal to 9. Then it asks us for the explicit formula. So we take this general case right here. You need to write this down because you'll be using it throughout all the problems on today's worksheet. And we're going to make a substitution right here and right here. And then simplify. So we made the substitution here. The first term, a sub 1 is negative 25, and the common difference was 9. To simplify, all we do is we open up the distributive, use the distributive property and open up these parentheses, and then combine our like terms. And that gave us a sub n is equal to negative 34. That's what I got when I added these two together, plus 9. And then the last thing we did was to find, it says, we're going to find any given term in the sequence. Well, in this case, they asked us for the 37th term. So I said, okay, well, here's my explicit formula. I'm going to evaluate that formula at 37. Here's my explicit formula. I plugged in, wherever there's an n, I plugged in a 37, performed this arithmetic, and that tells me what the 37th term, excuse me, in the sequence will be. And those are the things we were asked to do in our objective. We determined whether it was arithmetic. We found the common difference. We wrote the explicit formula using this general case and just plugging in stuff here and here, simplifying. And then we found a specific term in the sequence, which in this case was the 37th. Excuse me. Let's do another one. That's good. Okay. Here we go. I got a sub 1, a sub 2, a sub 3, a sub 4, so forth and so on. It's the first term, second term, third term. I'm going to see if it's arithmetic. Is it arithmetic? Well, I got 4 minus negative 2. That would be 4 plus 2. That would be 6. I got negative 8 minus 4. That's negative 12. I got negative 16 minus negative 8. That's negative 16 plus 8. Negative 16 plus 8 is negative 8. We can stop right there. Is it arithmetic? No. So if I was doing a multiple choice worksheet, I would look for the choice that says it's not arithmetic, because we don't have a common difference. In order for a sequence to be arithmetic, we have to have a common difference. This minus this must be the same as this minus this, this minus this. They all have to be the same or it's not arithmetic. We didn't have that, so it's not arithmetic. And we can't find anything else since it's not arithmetic. And we're done. Yay. See if I got that one right. Yay. I think. Yay, not arithmetic. I lost my answer there. Let's take a look at this one. One more. Yeah. And again, we have the first term, a sub 1. I'm saying SUB, sub. A sub 2, that's the second term. A sub 3 is the third term. And a sub 4. I'm going to find out if it's arithmetic. Negative 33 minus negative 40. That would be 7. Okay, oops. I got negative 26 minus negative 33. 33 minus 26, I'm going to do that with my calculator so I'm brain damaged sometimes. 33 minus 26. 7 again, yay. And we got negative 19, subtracting the one on the left, minus negative 26, and that's going to be 7 as well. 26 minus 19 is 7, yeah. Okay, so it has a common difference, therefore it is arithmetic, yes. And again, that won't be among your choices. If it is arithmetic, then it will list the common difference, the explicit formula, and in this case, we'll be looking for the 31st term in the sequence. It says 51, that's weird. I want to say 31, change that. It doesn't matter which one, just want to be consistent. So, here we go. The common difference is 7. I was asked to identify that. So I've answered the first two parts. The explicit formula, I'll find that right here. A sub n is equal to A sub 1 plus the quantity n minus 1 times d. And I'm going to make substitutions right here and here, and then open my parentheses and simplify. So here we go. A sub n is equal to, A sub 1 is negative 40, plus I'm going to distribute this d, whatever value it is, and I found it to be 7. So now to simplify this and put it in the simplest form, simplifying it, I'm going to open these parentheses and combine like terms. So I have, let me scroll this down just a little bit. There we go. A sub n is equal to negative 40 plus 7n minus 7. 7 times negative 1 is negative 7. And again, I'm going to combine my like terms right here and here. That will be, they're the same sign, so I'm going to add them together. That will be negative 47 plus 7n. Yay! And that's our explicit formula. A sub n is equal to negative 47 plus 7n. And for some reason on the worksheet, it always puts the constant first and then the variable term. Then the last thing I want to do is find the 31st term, because it says find any, that's one of our objectives, find the value of any given term. And they're just telling us, well, find the 31st term. So that's what I'm going to do by plugging in a 31 wherever there's an n. So I got negative 47 plus 7 times 31, and hopefully I haven't made a mistake. 7 times 31 is whatever that is, and then we're going to subtract 47. What number is this? I'm looking on the key. We'll try that again. Brain damaged old man. Here we go. Oh, I hit 51. I was thinking 51. Sorry. It's 31. For some reason I entered 51. Because it was originally 51 or something. I don't know. I'm old and confused. Here we go again. 7. I'm having a hard time here. Times. Is that right? Seem to have made a mistake here, which is unfortunate. Oh my goodness, I see what the mistake is. I said, oh wait a minute, no, that's correct. So, why did they say it's negative 7? Oh, I was right. I'm sorry. I was looking at the wrong answer. should have highlighted it. Okay, so 31 is equal to 170. I was looking at the wrong answer. Mercy. I'm getting old. I'm getting old. I'm going to highlight that real quick. So don't do that again. There we are. Yeah. Sorry about that, but we all make mistakes from time to time, and thought I made a mistake here, but I didn't. And then I thought I made a mistake here, but I didn't, because I was looking at the multiple choice key, and I didn't have it highlighted, and I was looking at one of the wrong choices instead of the right choices. So I apologize for that. Happens when you get old, and I'm old. So that's what we did. We determined whether a given sequence is arithmetic by subtracting the consecutive terms and getting a constant. We found the common difference, which would be the same number every single time. And we wrote the sequence as an explicit formula. Using this general case, we plug in the first term here and the common difference here, open the parentheses and combine